Hello everyone, welcome back to Tricky Thursday. Today I want to show you a quick and easy way to always have the perfect bow. It's a lot easier than what you might think. My name is Trisha, owner of Creative Costume Academy, where it is my mission to help stitchers who want to learn more about pattern making, learn the easy basic pattern making principles so that they can fit and make their own unique designs immediately using what they already have. So these bows, now this is just pinned together. I want you to maybe think about them more like rectangles. And I just wanted to show you that this was all pinned together. And then I will go to the table and show you a little bit more up close. But honestly, it's just a bunch of rectangles. And this is if you want to make a bow out of fabric, but you want it to look like it's a perfect bow and not have to do like a long strip or a long ribbon and try to tie it perfectly. It's another one of those fake tricks from costuming that I'm happy to share. Let's go over to the table. Now these three pieces, we've got our long tail piece. This is our actual bow. And here is our middle piece here. These actually represent that bow that I was showing you earlier. Now, you'll notice that each of these, I just drafted this right onto the fabric. You could do it on paper, but this is something that I just did really quick. I decided how big I want my bow to be, and that was this measurement here, so this rectangle, how big I wanted it to be, how wide I wanted that bow to be, and then I just doubled it because we're going to flip this inside out and turn it, that will be our bow, so we can gather it like this. And then we need our center gather piece, so I determined how wide I wanted that to be. And I just guessed on how long. I made it a little longer than I thought I would because I'm going to actually hand sew this together. And then I doubled it on the other side because I am also going to fold it to the inside. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. And then this last piece, the width of this tail, this is the tail that hangs down from the bow, is going to be the same width as the bow part. So it looks like it's coming from being tied. So that is this width here. And again, I've doubled it. But then it's just a long rectangle as long as you want your ties to be. So remember, there's going to be two ties. So you want it the length of both ties together. And then because I wanted a nice point, I cut off these ends here on both ends of the tie so that when it's sewn up together, it'll have this nice shape at the bottom. So the first thing that you need to do is you are going to, with right sides together, fold this. So remember, this is the width, how wide I want my bow, and this is how wide I want the finished bow to be. So this is end to end, and this is the middle. And you're going to put right sides together, and what we're going to do, because we're going to turn this inside out, you want to sew and leave a little open area that you're not sewing in the middle here. You're going to sew here, and you're going to sew here, and then press your seams open. So now we can see that that's sewn, but I have a little hole here in between where it is not sewn. I have pressed my edges open, and the reason for that is so we don't see the seam. I'm going to fold it, and I'm just eyeballing this here. I'm going to fold it so that that seam is in the middle, and then I'm going to close this end, and I'm going to close this end here. So that is closed for us. Now we're going to flip this to the right side, and just to eliminate some extra bulk, you might want to clip these little corners here. Okay, there we go. It is flipped right side out, and this is the back of the bow. So this is actually what you're going to see, and you can actually start to see it coming together. See how we have a nice bow there? Yes, yes. So next up is the tail. you want to do a similar thing. We can't hide the seam as well on the tail. So you just want to stitch, leaving a hole in the middle again, because we are going to have to flip it. But you want to stitch from leaving a space in the middle all along here and down that edge on both sides with right sides together. So now I've got this section all sewn together. I have this hole in the middle that will allow me to flip it, and then this is all closed up as well. So next you flip. So now that is flipped to the right side. So I have this long tail and it is still open here. You can close it by hand, or it may get caught in the center if you made a small enough hole. I think I want the points to go this way. So can we see our bow starting to come together? And then the last bit is this, our middle section. So again, you want to fold it with right sides together and stitch along this line and flip it right side out. So here we have it stitched, and you're going to flip it right side out. And now, just like we did with the bow, we want that seam to be in the center of the back so that we don't see it. So this is the back, and then this would be the front. And then it's just a matter of combining them all together. So this just wraps around this, like so. And then on the back side, you could hand stitch this to your other bow pieces here. And then this comes around, and you want to flip this under just so all of the raw edges are caught inside there. And then that would be hand sewn as well. And there we have our perfect bow. Now, I want to show you one more quick style. If you wanted to have, say, a double bow, you could do 2 of these and have a double bow, or your bow could be an extra long piece that you sew the same way. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And actually, you don't need to encase this kind. You just want to sew all the way down like we did the center section of this bow. So you sew it all the way down and then flip it right side out. So here we have our long piece. This is the width of the bow that we want. And I stitched along there. Now I'm going to flip it inside out. Right side out, excuse me. So the seam is on the inside. And again, you want to make sure that seam is sitting in the middle so we don't see it from the wrong side. And this time you're going to fold each of the ends in like so. And you can actually machine sew this. I have a little thread here. You can machine sew this right here in the middle. So I machine sewed it right there. And now, when I make my centerpiece, I have one here, it will catch, again, we'll do the same thing, where you would stitch one end to there, and then you can, this is a good way to make a bow tie as well, so you can pleat it up like so, and then have this come around and finish off and hand stitch like this. But now, so isn't that cute? But now we actually have, it's like a real bow that was tied, and you could add a tail to this style as well. So those are 2 quick bows just using rectangles. I hope you enjoyed. You might want to save this one for later. How many cute bows would be perfect for the holiday season? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.